don't be worried if you are in confusion.
Okay.
You are not alone.
Okay.
Right? You are going through. I have gone through. Even my friend Deepak has also gone through.
Express myself to people, and I faced a lot of challenges because at that time, right, like people from city, people from metropolitan cities might have that good vocal variety. Vocal expression as well as they. And one suggestion to the audiences who are hearing this podcast is because we also face the same kind of that communication barrier. So one suggestion could be joining Toastmaster Club.
Be actively part of NSS,
Okay.
which also had several tasks associated with improving oneself.
Okay.
So one suggestion would definitely be take part in any club.
This could be a major decision making thing for the people who like to do masters, because I completed my masters in computer science in University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign.
Is the green campus of IIT Madras. Okay. Everyone would love it. Okay, because we all know, at least people in Chennai know how the outside world is.
Hello மக்களே, வணக்கம், வந்தனம், நமஸ்காரம். இது உங்கள் தீபக் சுப்ரமணியன். Welcome to Rise and Eagles podcast. Today we are having our first guest. His name is Arun Kumar. So we are starting this journey to highlight the people's life experiences in the theme of changing lives through stories. So with that being said, we have our first guest. His name is Arun Kumar. He is one of our seniors as well from CEG, College of Engineering Guindy, Anna University. And he completed his bachelor's in computer science at College of Engineering Guindy, Anna University, same computer science. And then he been to IIT Madras, and we are so eager to hear your story, bro. And before that, I'd like to call you and introduce yourself. So what you are doing right now, and from there we can take it forward, bro.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I would like to thank you for welcoming me to share my experiences. So as you said, my name is Arun Kumar. So currently I'm working as a machine learning engineer in a startup in Bangalore. Just before that, I finished my Masters of Science by Research from IIT Madras. So there my main area of research was in speech technology, like speech recognition and text-to-speech systems and things around that. Even before that, I used to work as a software developer in Citibank, and before that, we know, right? So I have been doing my engineering in CEG.
Yeah, of course. So thank you so much for highlighting the common points which we also have. We also worked in Citibank as well. Right. So to begin with, this podcast is mainly focusing on the school students as well as the college students who are coming from a town or villages, and they came out of that place to pursue their higher education. So with that being said, where are you from and how was your upbringing? So could you talk more about that?
Sure. So I think with respect to schooling, I have only studied in 2 schools. I'm highlighting this because I think many people, for various reasons, for personal reasons and things like that, study in multiple schools, right? But I studied in one school from my LKG up to 5th standard, which was in a very small town. I am very doubtful that many people know that town. It's called Arandangi in Pudukkottai district, right? So after that, we moved. My family moved to Tanjavur.
Okay.
So the reason behind the movement itself was to have better education, right? Because the previous town where we were staying was very small, and it did not have good schools or anything. So we thought we should move to Tanjavur. So we moved there. So I was put into a school, and I actually joined in a government aided school.
Okay.
So after that, because we were new to the city, my parents thought, okay, they will put me in some school for now. Maybe later they can switch me to a better school or something like that, they thought.
Okay.
But then somehow I liked my school very much.
Okay.
One of the main reasons was the kind of teachers I got.
Okay.
Because, even a subject like Tamil, right? Tamil is a language. Even a subject like Tamil, I had teachers who would come and very meticulously teach me.
Okay.
So I was very much intrigued by their teaching. I liked it. So I always thought like, okay, maybe I should become one such teacher. Maybe not by profession, but whenever I get a chance, I try to teach my friends or juniors.
I am one of his juniors. So right, yeah. I just want to point out here to the audience. So when we visited Anna University, we were also from the same hometown. I am from Chidambaram, and very first senior whom I got intrigued is Arun Kumar, because he started teaching in a bits and pieces, which made me to get intrigued into CS subjects, and that kind of transfer to our juniors as well. So as you mentioned, seniors are the teachers, are the inspiration for whatever we do. And you mentioned you were part of government aided school.
Yes,
right? You
exactly.
did your complete 5th grade to 12th grade in government aided school.
Exactly, like 6th grade from 12th.
6th grade to 12th grade. That's perfect. So when you mentioned the government aided school, and how did you select your 10th grade? Like, because we know, right, like we had the same pressure of either biology or computer science would be the option given for us, and we would have chosen at that time. We might also don't have that kind of clarity. Okay, I'm going to be this person, so I'm taking this kind of group in 10th grade. So how was your personal journey? How did you end up taking whatever you were chosen?
Yeah, I think that is one stage where every student goes through this problem of what to select next.
Yeah.
I think there are 2-3 main points in life where we have a big confusion of what to do next. One is when we are trying to choose, the biology group or a computer science group or whatever, a commerce accountancy in our 11th standard or 12th standard. Similarly, when we finish our 12th, which college, starting from which course, like engineering or maths or physics, or till which college. So that is again one big confusion. And then after you finish your degree, whether you want to do masters or you want to go to job, So what I think is, this is something that everyone goes through.
Yes.
So what I want to tell my audience is, don't be worried if you are in confusion.
Okay.
You are not alone.
Okay.
Right? You are going through. I have gone through. Even my friend Deepak has also gone through such a thing. Right? So it's very common. The thing is, we just have to take a step back, think about it, and talk to people that we know. Definitely in our circle, there will be someone who has crossed these points, and then we can ask them and find out what is best for us. So to come back and to tell about my personal experience, it was more like, after 10th, I was not sure whether to take biology or computer science. Definitely I had this problem, right? But in my case, when I was at my 6th, so I had an interest in computer somehow. But if you ask me, was I doing programming at 6th standard? Definitely not. I was just using some Paint, Microsoft Word, some PowerPoint, random things I was doing. But still, somehow I felt some connection to computers more than to biology. Right? So I thought maybe I don't want to do MBBS. I'm more inclined toward computer science. So I thought, let me not, struggle too much with something that I don't like. So that's the only thing I did. Okay, maybe biology is not something that I like. Then I will go with computer science, which I like more. So that's how I ended up in, computer science group in my 11th and 12th standard. Right? Again, after I finished my 12th standard, now it became little easier, because in those 2 years, my interest toward computer science actually grew.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I never regretted it.
Okay.
Like, I never had the regret, why did I choose computer science?
Okay.
So my interest in computer science grew further, and it became easy. And I thought I will do engineering. But when I still try to get some opinions from people, and people were giving opinions like, okay, maybe you should choose some core subjects like ECE or mechanical, civil, so that you will have the option of entering computer science as well as the core branch. But even at that time, I somehow felt like, if I'm not interested in any of those things, why should I, just for the sake of a job, why should I be doing something that I don't like?
Makes
because
sense.
it is going to be, I'm going to invest my next 4 years of my studies into that, right? So my choice makes a lot of impact in my life. So I thought, okay, I like computer science very much now. Why don't I go ahead and choose computer science? Because I like it very much. I thought if I'm liking it anyway and I'm going to learn it in the best way possible, I'm sure I will get a job.
Makes sense.
So that's up.
Yeah. So when you say, that's really inspiring to hear, because you at least you have that conscious decision making skill, I would say. Because when I was asked the same thing, I was not in the decision whether I should pursue computer science or biology. But just like that, they asked me to do, we did it. So you also nicely articulated that your passion towards computer science grew post your schooling. So if that is the case, how did CEG happen? And what are the challenges you faced? Because when I was a president at Anna University, we had a lot of challenges, a lot of students expressing themselves in a place that, hey, I couldn't express myself to people, and I faced a lot of challenges because at that time, you know, right, like people from city, people from metropolitan cities might have that good vocal variety, vocal expression, as well as they get along with people better than from someone from town or village. So if that is the case, you also from government aided school, and did you face any challenges and how did you overcome those?
I mean, I agree to your point completely, right? I'm also one of those persons who face such challenges, because coming from a tier, I don't know, maybe tier 3 city like a Tanjavur, and then coming to a college in a tier 1 city like Chennai, it is very difficult because it's hard to adapt to the the new environment, right? Because I could clearly see that half of my batchmates were mostly from cities like this, and they have a different level of exposure than what I had. And I mean, even though I was studying in English medium, we all knew how that it's very different, right? English medium is just for the sake of it. We just have books which are in English. There is nothing more than that for us, right? So definitely in the initial days, I had challenges. Like for example, even when talking to someone talking in English, also I would not feel very comfortable, right? Because I knew English. Even I would have gotten like 194 in English. I knew grammar very well, more than someone in a city. But still, the confidence of on expressing ourselves in English was something that was lacking, right? Definitely over time only it got better. And I think in the first 2 or 3 semesters we had English as one of the subjects. Among all the subjects, the one subject that I feared much was English. and it was also called technical English. I'm still not sure what is technical about that.
I know the thing.
Right? And I think even in one of those semesters we even had that one of the course where we have to it's all about making presentations and things like that, basically improving our communication skills. Like that, those days I was very afraid, why are they having this course? I have to talk in front of people. But I'm sure that was one course which made me a better person, which built me confidence into me, because they actually forced me to speak in front of people. I took it as a challenge. Okay, why can't I do? English is just a language, right? Anyone can speak that. It does not tell anything about us. It is just a tool to communicate.
Exactly.
So that was one challenge. And another challenge was definitely, as you rightly pointed out, communicating with people was really a big challenge, right? And especially being from a boys' school. I think some of us face such problems, right? Being from a boys' school, it was very difficult for me to talk to a girl. I mean, which is perfectly fine, right? You should be able to communicate with anyone, irrespective of the gender. But still, since I have not talked to any girls, and because of the social things that we have in our culture, it was very difficult for me to communicate with girls. But over time, I was able to overcome these challenges as well.
That makes sense, bro. That's really great that you overcame all those things, because that's what I feel made you a person today and made you to take next opportunities that piled up on your table. And one suggestion to the audiences who are hearing this podcast is because we also face the same kind of that communication barrier. So one suggestion could be joining Toastmaster Club. So
Sure.
that's something like one of my seniors suggested that. I've been to Toastmasters, so that made me to break all the barriers. That could have been that's been an icebreaker for me personally. So people who are struggling to overcome their public speaking fear, I might suggest joining a Toastmaster from a nearby clubs might help them to break those barriers, and that would help them to focus. That would help them to develop their professional leadership skills as well. That's one suggestion that comes along.
No, I definitely think it's a great suggestion. Since you pointed out Toastmasters, I just got remembered of one other thing which helped me, improve my public speaking skills. Was my NSS, right? I was actually in NSS, and in my unit we had weekly meetings.
Okay.
So there would always be some task which would be given to us, in which we have to come on top of, on the stage, and then do something in front of the people. So that was one avenue I had. Basically, everyone needs some kind of avenue to improve their public speaking skills.
Yeah.
I think Toastmaster is a great suggestion, because
Yeah.
that is one avenue where everyone can improve their public speaking skills.
Yeah,
Right?
that's really nice, bro. On top of it, you also mentioned you part of NSS here. What general thought process or suggestion you would give for anyone who is joining a CEG or any university post their high school studies? Because nowadays the scenario is like they don't have that inclination to take part in any of the other activities apart from college education. Like I can hear from a lot of the professors saying that the clubs are also not that active as we saw in colleges as well. So if that is the case, if someone is listening who is just getting into the college, what are the 3 primary suggestions you would give for those students?
Yeah, I think I also tried to join many clubs, but none of them worked very much for me.
Okay.
It was mainly because, couldn't manage time.
Okay.
But at least I was able to, be actively part of NSS,
Okay.
which also had several tasks associated with improving oneself.
Okay.
So one suggestion would definitely be take part in any club. I mean,
Okay.
it can be anything, right? Maybe you like robotics, join the robotics club. Maybe you like writing, things like that. You join club which like some local newspapers within the campus. It can be anything. You may like music, any club you join.
Okay.
I mean, why? What is the reason? Because all of us have something, some talent with us. We should actually explore and see how can we improve upon it. And like-minded people will be there. You like music, there will be other people who also like music. You
Yeah.
talk with them, you will learn a lot.
Exactly.
So always I suggest you join some club, be it anything.
Okay.
So that will improve your, in general, like everything, right?
Okay.
So that is one thing.
Okay.
And second thing, I think many of us lack is something we always miss out on, some physical activity, right?
Okay.
I mean, I definitely regret it, because as youngsters, we should have some basic amount of physical activity. It can be anything.
Okay.
You walk around the campus, right? I mean, nowadays all college campuses are at least big, so that we can take a walk, or find a sport that you like. You may like
Okay.
football, cricket, badminton, anything, right? You may not be a great player. If you are a pro player, even try to join the team of the
Yeah.
college
Official
as well,
team.
right? So that will be even better, because it's not like only studies is very important, right? So we need to be active in other things as well. So I would suggest take up some physical activity. If you like gym, go to gym. If you like walking, simplest is walking. You take a walk, or pick some sports and play. So that is another thing. And third thing would be something co-curricular, something like maybe in the current era of we are filled with all this AI and computer science stuffs, right? Maybe try to learn something extra, like try to learn coding, or try to learn some new tools or technology. Maybe if you are from mechanical, you can try learning a CAD application or something. which maybe not taught in one of your courses, you should try to learn something additional that will help you in the long run to get some job, put you in the first place compared to others, right?
Exactly.
So these are the three primary suggestions I would give to the audience.
Yeah, thank you so much, Arun. And as you rightly mentioned, technology is something we cannot deny right now. At some point in time, we might also face, should we choose technology or management? There were some scenarios, but nowadays everything is getting automated, and technology is going to rule the world for next 20 years for sure. So if that is the case, no matter what degree you guys are in, and as you mentioned, we should consider investing some time on how technology could play some big role in their domain. As you mentioned, even if it's a mechanical person, he can consider how tech and mechanical core area could blend together and create innovation in that area. So that would be of a great suggestion for the audience who are just joining the college. And post the college, now we are shifting our focus towards post college. What are your thoughts? Because many students face, even including me, we face the challenge of what I'm going to do next. What is our future look like? Should I pursue MBA? Should I pursue master? Should I pursue job? So those are the three main challenges and a typical engineering student might face. If that is the case, how was your journey, and how did you end up choosing what you chose before?
Yeah, I think again in our life the very crucial moment is right after we finish our college, what to do. Definitely all of us want to get placed in some company, right? Like that is one thing, because like why people toil for 4 years to get some job and then earn some money. I mean, that's definitely good to have, because we all need money to pursue our interests in life. So definitely that is one good thing. But also there are other opportunities, right? You can pursue masters. Again, masters, it can be like some technical masters, which is more like a ME, MTech or MS, or sometimes it can be non-technical and management related things like MBA or things like that, right? So there are several options, and how one could choose is, it should be depending on their personal interests, right?
Okay.
So even when I was doing till my 4th year, I was not very sure. I always thought like, okay, 4 years you study, then you get a job and go, right? Okay. But then, because in my family, I didn't see like much people doing masters, because I think it is also dependent more on your family, right? Because we have been trained like, okay, you go you study well and then get a job and so that you can earn well. I mean, that was our goal till that point of time. But in my 4th year, when I saw people not showing interest in job and then trying to do masters, I was like, okay, so which means people are also willing to do something else other than job. So our exploration, our journey does not end here. That's when I realized.
Okay.
Till then, I was thinking, okay, you study for 4 years, you get a good job, right? 50,000, 1 lakh job, and then you are settled in life. That's what I thought. But then, because see, this opportunity I got because I was studying in such an institute where people were very enthusiastic of studying more, but maybe this might, like other peoples may not get such things, because whoever is around them, everyone may be willing to do, right, just a job, right? But at least in my case, I had the exposure that, okay, people also have other options. We also have other options, which is when I started, okay, should I pursue master? So which is when I tried, studying for all these GRE, TOEFL and things like that. And then I also tried exploring, okay, what is in CAT? Can we do something? But then I somewhat realized, okay, at least at that time I realized, okay, maybe I'm not more of a management person. I figured out, okay, I'm more of a technical person. So then I kind of, narrowed my options. Okay, if at all I'm doing masters, it's going to be a technical masters.
Okay.
But then again, the question comes whether you want to do in India or abroad, right? Again, that was there. But then for some reason, I was not very inclined towards doing masters in abroad for some reason. Because
so here I would like to add a point, because this could be a major making thing for the people who like to do masters, because I completed my masters in computer science in University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. It's one of the prestigious institution in US. And you did your masters in computer science in IIT Madras. That is the best university in India as well as in Tamil Nadu as well. So if you like to compare and contrast, or maybe if you could put three main points which you consider or which you feel like IIT Madras is a good option for you to pursue masters in computer science rather than going abroad. Because at this point, many people are also looking at where they can do masters, whether it in UK or US or in India itself. So could you share those 3 points which made you to choose IIT Madras?
Yeah, definitely. I because I have not studied my masters in a foreign university, I am not really sure, right? What are the advantages of doing masters in US? But I can at least say what are the advantages that we have when we do here in India, right? At least in IITs. So one thing I noticed was the community in IIT is really, really great, right? I mean, when I say community, it's the students, right? Okay. The young students at IIT Madras or any other IIT for that matter, the students have so much knowledge and skills, because at some point in time, you will definitely be in contact with them, because I was an MS student. I will be doing some research, and then there will be some, a BTech student or someone who will be trying to do intern at the same lab, and then we'll be trying to to talk with them. So I have realized that, at the same time when I was a third year student in my college, I was not this, having these kind of things, right? Yeah. So that makes me learn from them. I mean, we can learn from anyone. Yeah. I mean, he may be like younger than me, right? But I never look at that. Someone can be younger, someone can be elder, someone may be studying completely very different from us. Someone may not be even doing engineering at all. But there is always something we can learn from anyone, right? I strongly believe that. So that community is very good. And then the kind of teaching, right, that you get at IIT Madras is, extremely very good, right? So I can vouch for that. Okay. So I have never missed a class. Okay. Whatever it is, I'll sit for my class, because every class, that 50 minutes, how it goes, I don't know. I had wonderful, professors at IIT Madras. I try to learn all the concepts, grasp very much from them. And it's not like it's only classroom. Even if you have a doubt, even they have office hours where you can go and contact them and talk with them and understand more about the subject and things like that. So that is one thing that you get at IIT Madras. Okay. Third thing, that is the resources. You want to read any research paper, they have subscribed to literally very prestigious, I mean, at par with international universities. Okay. I mean, it's not like you cannot get access to anything. You have very good library facilities and all the digital content, like top-notch journals, and you take anything. Like it's not just computer science. You are from mechanical, biotech, anything. If you want to access any kind of journals or conference papers, you will get access to it, right? Okay. So, which is a very great thing. And it's not just from within the university. There are also mechanisms they have put in place which you can use to get access to these materials when you are also at home. Okay. So, there is no barrier for your learning there. Okay. You are a free bird. You are given everything that you need. Okay. It is just your time that you have to put in for you, for improving yourself.
Makes sense. That's perfect. Thank you so much for highlighting this IIT Madras story. And how was your, other life? I mean, personal life at IIT Madras? Because that's something many people will be they have that craze, right? Hey, IIT Madras is some of the prestigious institutions. I would like to go, but couldn't get a chance to go about it. So what is one thing that you really loved about your master's journey? That is apart from your academics?
I think one thing I liked very much about my time at IIT Madras is the green campus of IIT Madras. Okay. Everyone would love it. Okay. Because we all know, at least people in Chennai know, how, how the outside
and
world is, I mean, be it weather, be it traffic, or everything, right? But once you enter the IIT Madras campus, you will feel a tranquility. You will feel some peace. You will feel the weather has dropped by 1 degree, 2 degrees Celsius. Okay. So it feels like altogether a different place. In the heart of the city, you have a different, world altogether where you feel very peace, and you have the best resources and buildings, everything in front of you. All you have to do is learn
it,
right? And again, one more thing that I like is it's not just all about learning. You can also have your fun time as well.
Okay.
Because there are so many events. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you how you manage your time to participate in these events. I mean, we even had every week there will be movie screenings in the open air theater.
Okay.
I had watched one time. I still remember that one crazy movie we watched. I think it was some Kamal movie which came out. There were some, it was a Tamil movie. It was playing in Tamil movie, and we all know how multicultural IIT is, right? Because people from all over the India come there. People from all various languages come there. But it didn't matter. It was a Tamil movie. I think it was Vikram. And there were like some, I don't know, 400, 500 people all over the stadium. And it was raining crazy. No one left the, the podium. Right?
Okay.
Everyone was watching in rain.
Okay.
That was one unforgettable memory. Okay, people were shouting. So it was people at the same time. You can also have fun, right?
Yeah,
It's not
true.
like when you want to grow, it's not like you are devoid of fun.
Yeah.
You can still have the fun, and then you can still learn. So I think that is one thing, because we don't want to get stressed out, right?
Yeah.
So that is one thing I would advise everyone. Don't get stressed out for anything. Be it your bachelor's, master's, you may have a lot of projects. Try to take some time and chill yourself and cool yourself, right? So
that's really nice, bro. Thank you for mentioning that. So before we end this podcast, so you like to hear, IIT Madras is also known for the exposure as well, and your research also falls into audio and speech related stuff, right? So how the infrastructure supported you, how the research lab supported you. So could you share that journey alone before we end this podcast? Because MS is all about specialization, right? So the specialization you chose is audio/speech, and what kind of support you got, and just share your journey on that.
Yeah, sure. So as you said, like my research area was all about speech, voice/audio, right? So I was at a lab, I was working mainly in speech lab at IIT Madras. It is very important for us to have good resources, to pursue cutting edge research, which I got completely. Right? So right from I think most of the time I spent 3 years in IIT Madras, more than I spent, since my course was a research focused course, more than I spent in a classroom. I think I spent more than 60% of my time or 70% of my time in my lab only.
Okay.
Right? So I had access to very good computers, right? Apart from that, I also had access to enormous amount of GPUs, because in the current era, I mean, even though it's for speech, we are all currently using all the state-of-the-art deep learning models and things like that. So for that, we need really state-of-the-art GPUs to train models. If we have to publish research on par with the international community, we need to have very good resources, which was really made available to us, right? For that, I would like to thank MHRD, because through projects and various modes, the government of India is providing us with good amount of resources.
That's amazing.
So I was really happy to get such resources, and apart from that, I also got very good guidance from my guides, professors, and they always give prompt guidance, like how to go about this. Even when we're stuck, they were also of moral support as well, right? So when we were stuck, they feel like it's okay, no problem, we can do it. So like that. So it was a really great journey I had.
Okay, that's really nice. Thank you so much for sharing that. And before we end, so what would be the one suggestion you give for the students who are watching this podcast, and also on cope up with on par with right now we are also seeing a lot of mental health problems, as well as specifically with respect to over usage of social media. They're getting distracted. So you might have also seen, we might have also in the same table as well, right? So what is your one suggestion to the young students or youngsters who are up to come to college and pursue their aspirations?
Sure. So I think technology is something at the forefront now, right? It is great, but how we use it matters a lot, right? So whether we want to use the technology for our good or bad lies in our hands.
Okay.
So one suggestion, if I want to give, would be don't waste your time in unnecessary stuffs in social media, right? I mean, we all know like people use some certain social apps where they try to maintain streak and things like that. I mean, think about it. What do you get out of that, right? So it is just like before it is too long, try to realize that you are being addicted to these negative apps, right? So come out of these things. Don't try to waste your time in these things. If you are going to use the internet or technology, try to use it in a more positive manner. I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun, but have you ever noticed once you start scrolling reels how much time do you spend? I think many phones offers as analytics also. Once in a while you go and check how much time you spend in, I don't know, maybe like there are so many apps to get lost, right? Have a check on it. I mean, if at all you want to have fun, have a scheduled time. Okay, my 8:30 to 9 is my social media time, is my fun time. Go there, check whatever message, notification, anything, just come out of it. Okay, don't get lost in it. Waste your 2 hours, 3 hours. Instead, do something useful. I mean, if you are masters, read some research papers. I mean, even BTechs can do, right? It is going to improve your knowledge, or do learn some new tools, right? There are so many things right now is coming. If you are only stuck to your curriculum and books, nothing will happen, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you have to be at par with the industry requirements, we have to keep updating ourselves. So try to learn something. I mean, it's not always technology. You can learn a new language. You can read some books, right? Try to do some things that are positive and things that keep you positive.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you check some social media, there will be a lot of negativity, right? You start thinking, oh, everyone is having a better life than me. No, everyone has their own problems.
Yeah.
I also have problems. Everyone
Everybody
has
has the same
problems, right? And sometimes these apps hide them. It's all fake. Sometimes you think others are doing a better life than us. No, everyone has problems. So remember the reality. Talk to real people, right? Instead of talking to someone in this thing, there may be someone sitting next to you. Talk to them. Find out how their life is. You will find out a lot of struggles that they also go through. So what I want to like stress is don't waste your time in unnecessary stuffs in internet and social media. Try to make use of the time very positively, which will have a great impact in your life.
That is true, bro. So you also mentioned technology is going to rule the world. At the same time, use it at the right pace as well as the right things. So thank you so much, Arun bro, for sharing your journey right from Tanjavur, from government aided school to prestigious institution, Anna University, and then to work, and then to IIT Madras. So it was really inspiring to hear your story. And people who say that, hey, I came from this background, I came from that background, and at the end of the day, how we are using that resources as well as the time and the opportunity plays a major role in our life, as you mentioned. And so that being said, thank you so much for your time, bro, and thank you so much for all the listeners. Before that, you also like to thank the audience.
Yeah, sure. I think thank you. First of all, I thank Deepak for inviting me to to share my experience with the audience. And thank you for I thank the audience for watching this video. Also, I would like to share just one last thought. The only thing that increases when we share is knowledge.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So I
very
just
true.
want to say, whenever you know something, share your knowledge with others around you. It is always going to, put you in a better place. Right. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Arun. As you mentioned, that's the intent of this podcast as well. Subscribe to Rise in Eagles page, as well as the name Rise in Eagles itself shows that the Eagles mindset is what we try to bring in through this podcast. Whatever challenges, whatever problems we face in our lives, we will come through. We will get through. We have done that. We will do it for sure. That's the one last message I would like to leave in this podcast. With that being said, thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for more podcast episodes like this. Thank you.